If you are looking to have more effective parent-teacher conferences, you are in the right place. I am going to give you 4 tips for having a stress-free parent-teacher conference season, whether you're conferencing 25 or one of those crazy long lines if you teach middle school where it's parent after parent after parent. I'm going to give you 4 tips to help you out, and we will get right to it. If you don't know me, I am Grace Stevens. Welcome to my channel. If you enjoy content that helps teachers have a more positive experience, follow along. I am an author, a teacher, a transformational coach. I take 20 years experience in the classroom, combine it with the researched, brain-based habits to help teachers like you. Okay, back to the conferences while you're here. 4 tips. Number 1, rely on technology. So 20 years ago when we scheduled conferences, you wouldn't even believe it. We'd have a folder, we'd pass it around the school, you had to fill out tentative times and dates for people, try and coordinate them with their siblings, so the parent only had to come once. It was a nightmare. When people cancelled, the office would have to call you, and because they didn't know your schedule. No, stop it. Come on. Signupgenius.com, Calendly, whatever. There are so many options. Myself, I always use Sign Up Genius. It's free. It's easy to use. I put in usually 20-minute blocks with a 5-minute gap in between. Just send the email to the parents. They find their spot. It sends them confirmations. It sends them reminders. If they need to cancel and reschedule, they do it themselves without you ever getting involved. And Sign Up Genius will send the email to me to let me know. Fabulous. Use that. The other technology, Zoom. Listen, video conferencing can be your friend. I've worked in a school district where we had a 100% conferencing mandate. That meant we had to conference every single parent. And you know how difficult that can be. They don't want to come in during their work hours. You don't want to stay until 6:30 at night. Offer a Zoom. Can they Zoom during lunch? Can they Zoom before school? Can they take a quick break in the afternoon and Zoom at 3 o'clock? Whatever. We have all gotten used to video conferencing now. That is at least one of the benefits of our little shelter in place story. So we need to move away from the paradigm that a parent-teacher conference needs to be a parent coming to campus. All right, so that's number 1, leverage technology. All right, set the expectations so parents know what to expect. One of the complaints I hear the most is people come and they stay. Take control of the situation and let them know what to expect. When you send out that email for them to sign up, this will be a 10-minute meeting or a 15-minute meeting to go over your child's progress, right? So that people know there's only a set amount of time. When the afternoon starts, I put a page outside the door of my room and it says, please knock on your scheduled time to help keep me on track. And it has a list of all the conferences that afternoon so that people know, don't come in early, there's someone already in there. You can't stay late because there's somebody else coming afterwards. Now, if you have a big gap in your conference list, maybe make a name up. I don't know. We'll leave that to you. All right, so set expectations. Okay, tip number 3. It sounds obvious, but it relieves so much stress. Be prepared. Have everything ready. The report card, sometimes, test scores, MAP scores, whatever standard testing you have, work samples, whatever you're going to be obligated to go over or whatever you think the parents are going to ask about, make sure you have it all ready in front of you before the day gets going. Always have out curriculum. Some parent will always ask about that. And there's a couple of reasons for this. 1, you're going to look more professional when you have everything at your fingertips. Right? 2, it's going to be less stress for you. You're not going to have to run around the room looking for something or go look up test scores. Just have it all laid out. The time that you spend getting it all laid out is well worth it at the end of the day. All right, so that was tip 3, be prepared. All right, here's the big one. No surprises. What does that mean? It means you should really not have a parent in a conference who is being given new information that might be shocking to them or surprising to them or disappointing to them, right? I was in the corporate world for many years, and it was always the same when we gave annual performance reviews. The rule was no surprises. That meant that if a student has been struggling or a student has been not turning in work, we should have addressed that problem as it came up along the way. We shouldn't wait to a parent-teacher conference, and I mean those annual conferences that we do, usually in fall, just to dump it on them, right? So there should be no surprises. No parent should be looking at that report card for the first trimester or second trimester or, whenever you're having that conference and suddenly be confronted with the information that that child is failing or struggling. You are setting yourself up to fail if you do that. And you have set the student up to fail. So that's not terribly fair. So remember that. No surprises. Okay, so there are your 4 tips. Remember, use technology to your advantage. Set expectations for parents. Put that sign outside so they know when they hear a knock on the door, their time is up. Take the extra time to be super prepared. Better to have documents in front of you that you won't need than to need them and have to scurry and look for them. And number 4, no surprises. All right, if again you are interested in free resources in having a more positive teaching experience, down below there's an excellent resource it's a very fun quiz on finding balance and setting boundaries in your teacher life, which who couldn't do with more than that? All right. And if there's a topic you want me to cover, drop it in the comments below. And any other tips for educators out there on having successful conferences, let us know. Thanks for all you do. I'm Grace Stevens, and bring your own sunshine.